a replacement squad of Storm Boys instead. So now we have our Chimera pouring on into battle. These humongous Ogrins moving on in, just chasing away at all of these poor Chaos Space Marines right now, doing a lot of damage. And for the time being, this Chimera is just... did I mispronounce that again? I think I did earlier. This Chimera is just not too well countered at the moment. Again, these Storm Boys can do a pretty good job, but they're nicely being kited around here by... Whoops, I'm just clicking all over the map here, just randomly, you know, keeping us on our toes. It looks like the Caeltos and Devils were kind of scared for their lives, jumping on into that. But now this Chimera has to be careful. He wants to keep these Storm Boys at bay, but of course this Weird Boy can do a lot of damage too if he's not careful. Looks like he's focusing this Weird Boy. Weird Boy going to get a nice shot right there, hitting the rear armor. A direct rear armor shot right now from the Weird Boy could spell disaster for this Chimera. Oh, a side armor hit right there, knocking him down to just a sliver of hit points. But for whatever weird reason, the Weird Boy has waddled on home in retreat. So that definitely, he could have just stood there, I think, and taken out that Chimera, but perhaps he just didn't want to lose it. I don't know. But the squad of guardsmen come out, start repairing that right away. That's looking pretty good. Way up here in the north, Sluggo Boys doing a little bit of back capping. The Ogrins, it looks like, retreating back after taking a lot of casualties. Perhaps all of these Chaos Space Marines with their Hellfire Bolters were just wrecking into them. They are, of course, really good against heavy infantry. And here we have it. Oh, being deployed on the battlefield right now, it is a Bane Wolf. A Bane Wolf being called in through airdrop. And the Bane Wolf is a variant of the Hellhound, which is a light tank, which normally has a flamethrower. The Bane Wolf, of course, has got a chem cannon on it. It's basically a corrosive chemical spewing cannon. It's a kind of an interesting weapon here for the Imperial Guard to have. They are just spraying away right now. It's really, really good at dissolving. You can see using its special attack right now, covering the area with chemicals. But I don't think these Noise Marines really care. They're just kind of hanging tough right now. Just wrecking away. Oh, and getting the kill right there. You can see using, they have been upgraded to have the Blastmaster. So they just kind of fired away and just wrecked. Oh man, just taking out the remains of that whole vehicle. This squad getting completely jibbed right there. A single guardsman left over. Let's take a look around right now and watch this Bane Wolf go to work, though. Look at how fast this guy can gen bash. He is just absolutely phenomenal at taking out generators. Spraying away like crazy. Oops, looks like he does not want to take any more of this focus fire from the Hellfire bolts, though. Gonna have to get out of there. You can see, once again, those red shots just kind of pinging away at the armor there. Meanwhile, more towards the center, the Luda squad is back up, hanging out in the center, pointed entirely the wrong way, unfortunately. Gonna have to retreat. You know, in general, I don't really like Ludas in these kind of matchups. I would much rather just see more Shooter Boys with big Shooter upgrades if you absolutely need suppression. They just feel kind of slow in this matchup. I don't know. That's my 2 cents. Anyhow, looks like both War Bosses have been upgraded to have the Power Claw ability. However, still, only AlwayzLame's War Boss has the Angry Bits ability. That's fine. They're just chopping away at each other. And it looks like Hellic going to have to get out of the center for the time being right now. Weird Boy. Oh, it looks like he wound up for a nice shot, but did not quite get that one off there. Just going to have to get out of there instead. Let's take a look more towards the south and see what all of these players are doing. So, pretty strong central control right now. The blue team, the team with Chaos and AlwayzLame, is at 361 points with 2 victory points up right now, with the red team at 155 points. So that is definitely the danger zone. They are definitely pretty low on points right now and need to start holding on to these positions here because they are being bled out. Getting below 150 points, always a bad move here. So, more towards the north here, it looks like we do have the Bane Wolf now moving on in. A second Chimera has been produced. And now a Manticore is on the way, so we'll have to take a look at that when it comes out here. Once again, big blast, knocking back the Chaos Army for the time being. And it looks like he's just trying to get in here with this Bane Wolf and take advantage of wrecking these generators. So, generators taking a little bit of damage. We do have the Caeltos and Devils and all of these guys. Nice looking little bombing right there coming in, wrecking all of these guys, dropping some heat, and you can see taking damage over time from standing in there right now. The Ogrins coming in. Oh, taking a couple of casualties there. Ogrins coming in. Man, we have everything everywhere. We've got chem cannons all over the place. We've got Warp Vomit. We've got we've got Chains of Torment in the center right now. And even in the midst of all of this, it looks like a Knob Squad is out there from AlwayzLame, kind of hacking away in close combat. Pyre ability was used right there as well. So just a massive amount of abilities were being used in the middle of all that. And it looks like the Imperial Guard was just forced to retreat out of all of that. So kind of surprising, but honestly, just a ton of spells being used right there. So from the meanwhile, you can see that AlwayzLame is just kind of chasing along, hacking away at these Storm Boys from Hellic. Hellic taking a single casualty from them. This squad has been upgraded to have a Knob, and they're just going to have to retreat on out of there. Let's take a look more towards the middle here. You can see a single Weird Boy and War Boss capping the central position. As I said, it's really important right now for the red team to take control of the victory points. It's pretty late in the game, and if they don't start holding on to some turf, again, this chem cannon just kind of splashing away at these guys. Very toxic ability there. Looks like if you can hold on just a little bit longer. And here comes a Manticore shot right now, just kind of falling in. This Manticore is back here a little way. It looks like it just kind of knocked around that weird boy a little bit. But yep, you can pretty much always expect to find a Manticore right about here on the map. It can shoot wherever it wants, so it doesn't have to be too much further up than right in front of the base usually. More towards the south, you can see that the Slugger Boys were getting ready to charge on in there, but instead they took a face full of damage, having to get the heck on out of there. And we do have some nice central control coming right now. So looks like Hellic and Vintage's units just kind of hanging out here. Again, I think this is more the ebb and flow. Just, you know, one army takes some damage, has to retreat, the other army backs up, and then the process repeats over and over again. So we'll have to see. It usually comes down to more just, you know, who takes more losses during that process. So I would expect a counterattack very soon here, but for the time being, it looks like the red team has stabilized a little bit, but now they are starting to get back capped once again. These shooter boys down here on the lower side capping that point. And boy, we just had a nice little angry charge from AlwayzLame's War Boss, charging on into the center. The knobs hacking away here, and you just saw that warp vomit coming out of the weird boy once again. Chains of Torment being used on top of all of these guys as well, so debuffs on both sides of the battlefield. Nice looking weird boy shot right there. The Bane Wolf spraying away, but that thing is getting really low on hit points right now, taking a heck of a lot of Hellfire bolts. I think that Bane Wolf has got to go down. Yes, it does. The Bane Wolf just gets wrecked. We've got Manticore shots falling in right on top of these guys, just a little bit too late to cover them at all. Looks like perhaps we're spawning in. Oh, no, he is using his Sigil of the Rift to teleport his troops all over the map. I didn't even see where those guys went. They went more over here on the right-hand side, I think, just trying to infiltrate here. Oh, here's a Dark Flames ability. Oh, being used across all of those little light Imperial Guard units. That is definitely bad news. And on the field right now, we have a Chaos Predator. Oh, man, Chaos Predator will make mincemeat of a Chimera any day. Look at how much damage these guys took from that Dark Flames ability right there. So, Chaos Predator right now has been upgraded. Mark of Tzeentch. It's got the the twin-linked last cannons. I always call them laser cannons, but they are last cannons, doing some damage there. Meanwhile, down here in the south, it looks like AlwayzLame has just lost his War Boss. We do have a squad of knobs out right now for Hellic. They have been upgraded with a huge Hammer's ability, chopping away at everybody, but gonna have to retreat because they are, however, doubly outnumbered. There are 2 squads of knobs out right now for AlwayzLame, hacking away at these guys, getting a single kill. I think that was the Use Your Choppers ability being activated there. Sometimes hard to tell when you get to the scene a little bit late, but the Chaos Predator now moving on in. Oh, look at how much damage that does, and the poor Manticore backs up right into a whole knob squad and is instantly wrecked right there. So really good use of the Chaos Predator right now. Super duper anti-vehicle. And man, these guys, these bonehead Ogrins now charging on in. Definitely doing a lot of damage, and now the challenge is going to be on Caeltos not to lose his Predator right now. You can see he called in a bunch of Bloodletters, hopefully just kind of stalled them a little bit, but they are not going to be turned off. Oh, and one long bomb shot right here from the Noise Marines, doing a pretty good job at holding them back, but still they're chasing, and there we have it. It looks like the Chains of Torment were being used, holding these guys back a little bit, and now they are just getting focus fired. You can see, boom, I love the sound of that freaking Noise Marine Blastmaster cannon right there. So, Chaos Predator taking quite a bit of damage, but retreating. He should be able to get repaired if he's on the ball. 137 points right now for the red team, 288 right now for the blue team. And you can see the blue team right now trying their best to cap this victory point. It is now 1-0. Oh no, it's 0-0. Nobody has anything right now. Looking way up in the north, you can see a single squad of guardsmen were trying to hold on to that position right there. And there is the Pyre ability right now being used, but man, that Inquisitor is just getting wrecked by Hellfire Bolters. She's trying her best. She's got the Pyre down on the ground right now, but just going to have to chase these guys away. Let's take a look more towards the center right now and see what's going on. We've got Weird Boys on Weird Boy action right now. The Shooter Boys are just firing away like crazy. I believe they just activated aiming. What's that? Which suppresses troops. A little bit of Warp Vomit going down right now, trying to just stall all these knobs that are coming in. AlwayzLame countering with his own knobs coming on into the center right now. Everybody's hacking away at everybody else. That poor Weird Boy is kind of caught in the middle of all of that. You can see him just kind of wildly waddling his way on out of there, but he dies and explodes, knocking back a few people. We have Chains of Torment once again being used. Doom Blast. Oh, it looks like he was trying to pick off that retreating unit there, but it didn't matter. They were completely killed. Warp Vomit right now coming out of Hellic's own Weird Boy, and just note this entire time, Shooter Boy's hanging in the back with his Chaos Predator, zapping away at everybody in the center right now. Again, the Doom Bolt going off. The Storm Boys coming to the battle a little bit later, being able to inflict some damage on these knobs, getting quite knocked back by that Chaos Sorcerer. Now the Storm Boys are just kind of left alone in the center, being zotted by this Chaos Predator right now. It is still 1-1, 288 points to 123 points. They really need to start focusing on victory points right now. Sudden victory point swap could definitely end this game quickly. Catachan Devils up here not capping the victory point, maybe a little bit AFK right there. Slugga Boys are kind of chasing away the remains of these Ludus. I'm still surprised to see these freaking Ludus here. Looks like Hellic just rebought his hero. And for the time being, just kind of a strong central control right now for Blue. So Blue is winning quite well here. Caeltos' Chaos Predator is just an unchallenged wrecking machine on the field right now. This thing, it doesn't matter, shooting at infantry, it doesn't care. It'll just wreck these guys. Look how low these guys are. The Chaos Heretics trying to get in the action. Maybe you're going to use a Doom Blast there. Looks like not, but still firing away. Grenades doing a ton of damage. Again, nice little bombing run coming in, just doing some damage. And these guys have to get out of that right now. They're taking ticking damage, standing in that fire. Oh, just in time, taking 2 models of casualties right there, waiting for that. It is now 1-0, by the way, so Red is ticking down once again. Going to have to cap this victory point. But it is about to be 2-1 even if they do cap that victory point. So definitely looking good for Blue. Holding on for the time being right now. You can see AlwayzLame moving in, just kind of holding on to this position here. These poor shooter boys backing away. Not going to be able to cap that point right now. And could it be threatening a 3 cap with only 100 points on the clock right now for the red team? It looks like Hellic is in a lot of trouble right now. He's moving on in here with all of his troops. You can see the Weird Boy preventing the cap on that position right there. Perhaps these knobs are going to charge it in. But it is 2-0 right now. 90 points left on the clock for the red team. What are they going to do? Looking towards the middle right now, we can see that a Lehman Russ battle tank is also on the field. You can see these Ogryn are charging on in here. But the Lehman Russ battle tank needs to figure out what it's going to do. Certainly charging at the enemy with its rear armor is not going to help if you're facing down a Chaos Predator. What's it going to be? Chaos Predator zodding away at these guys right now. We got a little bit of tank-on-tank action. But really, the game is being defined by what's happening down here at the moment. We need them to capture points right now. It is definitely 2-1. There's 50 points on the clock right now, more or less. We've got Warp Vomit going on right now. We just have a humongous mass of just tons and tons and tons of heavy melee just slugging away at one another. You can see using that Warp Rift ability. It looks like the Chaos Space Marines were summoned in right now. That's exactly what the Doctor ordered. They do extra damage to heavy infantry. You can see them right now just picking away at these guys, just charging like crazy, doing tons of casualties. Bloodletters being summoned onto the field right now. It is still 1-2 victory points. Taking back a look here at the center, we can see that the Chaos Predator at just a sliver of health, but it is being repaired by these Chaos Heretics. Looks like the Lehman Russ battle tank has backed away for the time being, and the score is tied right now, 1-1, 288 for Blue, 42 for Red. Looks like Red is really in a lot of danger right now because, of course, the Chaos Sorcerer down here is capping this victory point. However, in the meantime, the Guardsmen just capped this northern victory point as well, so still just barely managing to hang in there, but it could be 2-1 very quickly here. Chaos Space Marines now deploying all the way to the north right now to take care of that. You can see this Lehman Russ battle tank doing its best to deal some damage here to the Knob Squad. The Knobs are just kind of hacking and slashing away right now, using their choppers as best they can, but getting a face full of Ogryns in the middle of all of this. Catachin Devil's doing some damage. They're going to have to get the heck on out of there, but it is still 2-1 victory points right now. Chaos Space Marines capping the northern victory point as well, about to be 3-0. 33 points left on the clock. I don't know if there's anything left that the red team can do right now. We can see that we have the Ludus Squad here in the center. A lot of close combat happening right here on the southern side. But I don't think they're going to be able to get it. It's a 3-cap, 20 points left on the field for the red team. We got some Doom Blast going off here. Lots of great fighting happening here, but no actual victory point caps happening. It looks like the War Boss is capping this one southern victory point. Will he get it in time? 7 points left on the clock. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's 2-0, 3 points left on the clock, and I think we have a good game right there. And yes, the game is over, ladies and gentlemen. So I hope you enjoyed this 2 versus 2 game. Congratulations to AlwayzLame and to Caeltos. I definitely enjoyed these guys, and also very well played by Vintage and by Hellic. All these players are guys that I see in the top ladder, either for 2v2 or 1v1, so really good game here. I hope you enjoyed it. Of course, I am Harlequin. If you did, please feel free to subscribe, check me out on Twitter, all that other crap. Otherwise, you guys have a good night.